Hello, greetings and blessings, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. My name is Alicia. I'm Bharani Mardahari, 44, and today we're bringing forth some messages from your guides. This is a collective reading, so please take what resonates and leave the rest. We have 3 piles today. Pile 1, we're using Brotherhood of the Light Egyptian Tarot. Pile 2, we're using the Way of the Panda. And pile 3, we're using the New Elements Tarot. So pause the video if that's what you must do. Follow your process and let's get into pile 1. So we'll look at your oracle cards first and then we'll pull some tarot. So let's start with Shine Your Light. Beautiful. Wise Action. Space for Grace. I love that. Kuan Yin. We have Arise. Know and Flow. As the love you are. Bliss. Nice. From the Fairy Oracle deck, we've got the Lady of the Harvest. I'm just going to pop that on top so you can see that. From the Rose Oracle deck, we've got the Anointed. Answer the Call. Leadership, Empowerment, Soul Gifts. And then we have got 44, the Evaluator. Interesting. So immediately I'm noticing (44) in the Kuan Yin divination system. There's a book of Kuan Yin poems, and one part of divination, or one methodology of divination, is using her poems. And in the Eastern cultures where they use that, she's, I suppose, most that I'm aware of, she's primarily in China, Japan, that part of the world. So they use these sticks, and number 44 is the one for equanimity, for kind of balance. So that's coming through. Also, we've got the Lady of the Harvest here, and the Lady of the Harvest represents crone energy. And Kuan Yin was Bodhisattva, so she had, her story is interesting, but she really is a warrior of compassion. So she's both that heart energy, and she is also a warrior. So she is an ascended being. She's no longer tied to her human body. She's no longer tied to worldly fruits. Everything that she does, she chooses, Bodhisattva, she chooses to incarnate to support the life on earth and to support humanity in their evolution. So I'm seeing this group, pile 1, you guys are really working with that compassionate energy. Your guides feel that around you. They're very, very proud of you. I'm also noticing her third eye here and the dolphins. There's something about when you sit in that place of divinity, that place of nothingness, that's when you're able to connect with spirit, go within and rise. We're getting that confirmed here again in the Anointed. Answer the Call, Leadership, Empowerment, Soul Gifts. and the use of discernment. So it's really giving a message for this group. Your guides are really proud of you because they really feel like that you have mastered that. I want to say toxic positivity. When you learn manifestation first, it's about having a vision board, and I want this car and I want that one. But when you're more onto your path, that you recognize that flow does not necessarily mean everything that I want. It's not the abracadabra. It's a more nuanced path than that. Spring always follows winter. Winter comes. Life is cyclical. You will be called upon to, I'm losing cards here. You'll be called upon not only, and the Emperor just came out, not only, and the Star. Aww. Not only will you be called on in life and in your spiritual path to be loving and compassionate, but you will also be called on to be strong enough to be the person that you are. And that is a journey with plenty of terrain, valleys and troughs, sheer drops sometimes, pain and suffering, all the things. We've got the Queen of Wands here too. So I'm getting I'm feeling High Priestess energy from you guys as well, pile number 1. But I'm seeing just this beautiful, and it's reflected here in the Star card as above, so below. I'm seeing the Emperor and the Queen of Wands. You've really mastered that ability to balance and harmonize your masculine and your feminine. I don't even want to say you're masculine and feminine. That absolutely, yes, an integration, but also duality, a mastering of duality. You're able to function in as above, so below, as within, so without. You've managed to just move into that, and we've got the King of Pentacles here. You've got the Queen of Wands. My gosh, who are you? 8 of Wands. Who are you, pile 1? Your guides are so proud of you. Oh my goodness. Now we've got the Devil card came out and the Chariot. And we've got that beside the 8 of Wands. Look at the amount of major arcana that you have on the board. Like literally the only minor arcana that you have outside of court cards is the 8 of Wands. You guys are really, really spiritual. Very connected to spirit. You're tapped in all the time. I think, if anything, the Devil for you is getting caught up and pulled off of your path, because I think you have a really strong, compassionate heart, and I think that you've needed to, over time, develop your Emperor and really embody your independence and your sovereignty. You've really had to choose where to direct your love. You're not just going to cast your pearls before swine anymore. And what's really, really giving me that is the story of Kuan Yin. If you know anything about the story of Kuan Yin, she knew from a very early age that she just wanted to serve God. And her father, who was a Chinese emperor, did everything in his power to dissuade her. And then we have the Lady of the Harvest, and that's representative of crone energy. So this crone energy, in this case, she's reminding me of Kali. She's very, she deals with grief. She knows that we have to let go, little things and big things. But it's these two cards together, the story of Kuan Yin and you're rising up out of it. The dolphins for me signify community, play, and look at this crystal in here. Like this is at your throat chakra, your crown chakra is beaming on, you're being beamed straight into your crown chakra, and your third eye is just a light. I feel like you could have had some past lives in Atlantis. And I'm getting Hathor vibes from this as well. Answer the call, leadership, empowerment, soul gifts. I'm feeling something about your vibration. If you look at this card, and at the bottom of the deck, we have the Empress and the Strength card. Come on. Oh my goodness. But this woman, the central figure, she is just heart open, and her energy, like her vibration. I had this vision of whoever this group is as being a group who processes karma not only for themselves, but for others. Kuan Yin would not have had karma because she was an ascended master. So everything she did in service of the divine. But as we incarnate here, the flesh is weak. We make mistakes. But when we make our decisions in harmony with divine plan, then that burns karma for us. You're highly abundant. And I feel like that you've really mastered this process of grief. And grief is cyclical. You can't, I always remember Abraham Hicks saying, like, you go into a buffet, you're not going to eat every meal right there and then. So that knowledge of being in the present and being able to be here now and to let the past go, to let the things go that don't serve you. And in Kuan Yin's case, that was, her family. So it could be something like that for you guys. It could be, it could be something on that monumental kind of scale. I'm not getting a lot of different scenarios for it right now. But I think that your guides are just absolutely blown away by the purification, the dedication, the consistent pointing towards the light. I was thinking about this the other day. If evil, and that's reminding me of the devil here. Evil is live backwards, which makes sense because if you go towards the light, if you're going towards the devil, you're going away from the light. So evil would be moving away from God, moving away from the divine, moving away from light. And this is the only card that has come out in your spread that would even suggest that there's any non-light around you. And I know that in order to get to this place, that you've had a lot of darkness around you. And in that darkness, you are the light. And I think you attract a lot of people that probably want you to burn their karmas for you. And you have soul contracts with people to do that as well. But you have mastered the art and will continue to master the art of duality, and particularly of transformation and letting go. And I think that is something that they're telling me that you really wanted to be able to. So it's like Kali. She is she wears the skulls around her neck, and she slays the attachments. So you've really, really learned how to do that in a way that your guides are just, they're clapping. They're happy. They're proud of you. And That's amazing. I think this message is complete. I mean, your spread is absolutely amazing. Thank you for incarnating. Thank you for the work that you do. Thank you for being a presence on the planet. Thank you for all the things. I'm going to move on to pile number 2. All right. Bye, guys. Thank you. I think for pile 2, I can't remember, but I think we were doing the New Elements Tarot. I'm going to go with that. I could have mixed them up. Apologies if I did. So the first card that we've got out is Awakening. Do you know who you are? DNA activation. Portals. Doorways into now. Letting go of the warrior. Oh, interesting. Fairies of the future. I love that. From the Rose Oracle deck, we've got Codes of the Seeds. The blueprint is within you. Take the next step. My goodness, you can't write this up. DNA activation, Codes of the Seeds, Fairies of the future, and Doorways to letting go. Letting go of the warrior and the brave. How beautiful is this? Number 28. So straight away, you're in activation process. I mean, look at this character. They're pyramids, sacred geometry. Look at the energy around this, the colors. And it's saying here, the blueprint is within you. And these 2 cards are absolutely mirroring each other to me. Fairies of the future, that is talking about that's talking about presence. Fairies can be aware more than humans based on, I mean, fairies are 5D entities. We're still in our 3D, but we have the ability to tap into our 5D. So we deal with the duality in a way that is not present in the fairy in the fae realm to the same degree. This card is about being grounded in the present and listening to the direction. Her eyes are closed here. She's pregnant with possibilities. She's looking back at the Gnome King, who is directing her. There's a lot going on, and it's really about centering into your own heart and knowing who it is you want to take the journey with, or whether you want to take the journey alone. All are valid ways, but it's for you to decide, and it's for you to experience and to allow. This portals card, I mean, that is just, to me, I mean, you are a portal. And that's just reiterating that. So let's pull some tarot for you. So we've got the 9 of Wands. We've got the Daughter of Fire, which is the Page of Wands. We've got the 2 of Swords, Moon in Libra. And we've got the 8 of Pentacles, 8 of Earth. King of Swords. The Hanged Man. And one more spirit, please. And we've got the Page of Swords as well. So you've got 2 pages on the board, which makes absolute sense because you're at this position. You've just either had an awakening or you're in the process of an awakening. You're coming to like the codes. Like, see how she is here? And it's almost like she's in an embryo or in a womb or in a cocoon. Energetically, you're in that, but this is what's happening inside. And what it's doing is it's unlocking portals. And you're following your intuition, you're following your heart, you're following your guidance. And you've got your dragon, you're brave. I mean, look at her colors. She is sacral chakra, solar plexus. She's got her dragon. Nothing is going to impede on her making progress. She knows who her people are. And that may be just her dragon. Maybe she's walking this part of the journey alone. But you're walking it fast. So pile number 2, this journey, you're walking it fast. Fast approaching portals. You're in student energy. So you've got the Page of Wands. So that's creativity and also play and adventure. There's in those spaces, you will find more growth, I want to say. I feel like in order for I'm getting this picture of a garden actually. So the blueprint is kind of what you came in seeded, and also what you're pulling up from past lives, what you're activating, because there's a lot of stuff happening astrologically now, as we know. You're getting new ideas from your guides. If you're feeling stagnant, there's a reason for that, because they want you to to sit tight. You know, what is it? All those who wander are not lost. But I'm not even getting that. There's another Rumi quote that says, in order to understand the dance, you must understand the stillness. And in order to understand the stillness, you must understand the dance. So again, there's duality for us. You are probably feeling, well, you may or may not be feeling like you're stuck, but know that things are coming in. There is going to be work involved in, kind of building up what it is that you're building up over time. Right now, I love this 2 of Swords card, the cranes back to back, because normally what you see is that it's someone who's blindfolded and has 2 swords in front of her, and she can't see the way. And she might feel like she doesn't know which direction to go. But these 2 cranes, they just need to take flight. But take flight inwards. So it's a bit of an oxymoron. It's a bit of oh my goodness. And we've got the Fool. So a new beginning is imminent, but it's centered around going within the Hermit and being in the same place, practicing that patience, practicing being with you. Being with you. You may also, I'm noticing that there's a lot of animals coming up here. You may be very connected to animals. We've got the elephants here. Crocodile, that reminds me of Venus. And then birds. You might have birds. Oh, and look, we have the 8 of Cups. So there's something that you're walking away from. It could be an idea. It could be an old worldview. But it makes sense because in that Hanged Man energy, you're processing, looking at it, what you need to say goodbye to in order to move forward into this new direction. And once that process is more underway, with swiftness, you're on a new timeline. The portal is within. That's when the codes can be activated. Oh my goodness. And you got the star. And death as your final card. So the message is very clear, pile number 2. Your guides are very, they're with you, they're around you, and they're helping you in this, what may seem like a stage of stagnancy, or may just seem like you're stuck, but so much is happening. You're in hermit energy, and you're heading towards your North Star. You're going in the right direction. You're following your intuition. A new beginning of something, whether it's a project, a relationship, whatever it is, that's on the horizon, with the saying goodbye of that which no longer serves you. Your message is complete, pile number 2. Thank you very much. Have the most amazing rest of your day. Much love. And finally, pile number 3. Oh, we have got ether and matter. Spiritualize matter. New life. Sparkles bedding in the light. Gorgeous. I love this. Double infinity. Looks like a butterfly. We've got the dolphins. And that beautiful blue. Family of light. Oh my goodness. Look at how stunning this card is. 11. Signs, guidance, innate and ancient wisdom. Gorgeous. From the Rose Oracle deck, we have the second bloom, a second chance. It's never too late, new possibilities. Okay. Mick the Myomancer. And that's card number 42. And the Idea Hatcher from the For the Love of Dragons Oracle deck. Card number 38. Okay. Let's pull some tarot cards for you. You are absolutely 1,000,000% protected. Your family of light is around you. Ether and matter. So what I'm getting for some of you in pile 3 is that I'm getting kind of, I don't know if this is you or if you're dealing with somebody like this. I'm seeing A Christmas Carol, Scrooge. So that's what I'm getting from second chances and ether and matter and family of light. The Scrooge lived his whole life as a miser, and he was cruel to other people. But he did see the light. His family of light came, the ghost of past, present, and future, came to offer him the chance to change. The second chance, the second bloom, it's never too late, new possibilities. And he did. He took the opportunity. Oh my goodness, we've just lost some cards. I'm not gonna take these ones because there's too many. And the idea hatcher. So you're getting you're forming a new worldview. Either you are pile 3 or someone that you're dealing with. And maybe you've just, I don't know, maybe you guys have just discovered, people come to have their awakenings at all various stages. I mean, a lot of the kids now that are on the block have been awakened since, birth, or have been awakened, in early years, teenage years or whatever. And they're turned in and tapped on and all that jazz. But many who were born, who'd be over 40, 50, potentially. I feel like the numbers of those people are less likely to have been born awakened, just with the way the astrology is going, basically. And that was the choice. So we've got on the board King of Wands. Gorgeous. King of Wands is a salamander. And the Fool. Oh my goodness. This is the way of the Panda Tarot. And the Two of Cups. 7 of Swords. Queen of Pentacles. King of Cups. Eight of Pentacles. And the Tower. Okay. So make the Myomancer or Meomancer. You can see in this card there is, I'm also noticing the number 42 on this card. It's reminding me of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Because in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, they built the dude built a computer to figure out what the answer was to the universe, and the answer was 42. But then he had to go and build another bigger computer to figure out what the question was. That always made me laugh. But it's also reminding me of an Einstein quote as well, who said that if he had an hour to solve a problem, that he would take 55 minutes to come up with the correct question, because when you have the correct question, you have the correct answer. And that's basically the same thing as the level of thinking which created the problem is not the level of thinking which can create the solution. You need to be on a different, you need to have a different perspective, a more elevated perspective. Mick the Myomancer, he studies field mice. What's interesting about it is that in terms of this narrative, in terms of this story, what he does is he studies them. He notices that they're different from church mice. He watches body language. He looks at the context. He looks at their whiskers. He looks at how their fur moves. And it's really to pay attention to the details, to pay attention to who you're around. You can tell so much by just paying attention. And in terms of Scrooge, like, he was so focused on himself, hello, narcissistic or what, that he just saw everybody around him as an object for his own, I guess, success as defined by him, which was like counting all his money, but he had no love. And when the ghost of past his family of light, for want of a better word, come in to show him the way, he stands in his power. He takes the journey. He accepts Spirit's cup. He becomes happy. He joins with the light. He goes towards the light. His days of the 7 of Swords and sneaking around and being nasty and awful, those days are over. He is nurturing. He's independent. He's a man alone. But he's nurturing of Tiny Tim and of what's his name? Bob Marley? No, not Bob Marley. Something Marley. The guy in the Anyway, his clerk, who's Tiny Tim's dad. And then the King of Cups. And look, you've got the symbol for transformation. The lotus flower is popping out of the cup. He's wearing his crown. So he's embodying his kingship. He's embodying his King of Cups. He's sharing his abundance with the world. And then that came after a tower. It is a tower. To go from one way of thinking of being this Seven of Swords, like me against the world and sneak around, and Eight of Pentacles. He's not so focused on his own wealth for the sake of his own wealth. He's willing to share it. So what he's worked at over the time, he's willing to share through the King of Cups. Yeah, so pile number 3. I'm not seeing anything else specifically. So either this is you or this is somebody that you're dealing with. You could be, and the Scrooge is just an example. The Christmas Carol is just an example. It could be anything. You could be going from just a very worldly kind of existence to opening up to spirituality, something like that. It doesn't have to be. That's just a really, black and white version of, dramatic how the energies could be playing out, but it doesn't have to be something as stark as that. It could be something like, you were always, maybe you retired, maybe you were an accountant for all your life, and then you decided to get into, I don't know, architecture or gardening or art or something like that. Or maybe, you always wanted to sing and you go and audition on one of those shows, and you now become that's what you do because you love it. I don't know, but something like that. But your guides are really proud of you. This is all being reflected back of, how much you have embraced the change. You have, with the tower, you've built something new, and you've moved through the tower into the Two of Cups. And your guides are thrilled and delighted for you and with you. And that's all I have for you. Thank you very much. I'm going to leave it there. If you like my content, please feel free to like, comment, and share, as this does help the channel. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.